it doesn't matter how much money you get. You can have 90 million, like the Raiders could have $87 million. They probably will spend it poorly. All these kind of things that they don't need, players that they don't fit, just because they're the hot team.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast, the global authority on coaching leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Top Shelf Tuesday edition, we are going to talk about the NFL salary cap. In segment 1, we're going to see who you're going to pay, and in segment 2, we're going to see who you would draft, and in segment 3, the NFL is going international. With us today, Captain for Life, Will Cotton, academic and athletic consultant for the CKSA Project, George Ockert, and of course, Teacher of the Month every month. I'll save it for later, Mike Connors. Gentlemen, $300 million is the salary cap. It is the first time ever it is over $300 million. Since the pandemic floor of $182 million in 2021, the cap has skyrocketed 40% in just 5 years. We've got 2 franchise tags to tell everybody about. The quarterback franchise tag is $43.9 million, and the wide receiver franchise tag is $27.3 million. We've got some key deadlines. March 11th, teams must be under the cap because that is the official start of the new league year. You got the Tennessee Titans with over $90 million available. The Raiders got money available at $87 million. And, of course, the New Orleans Saints and the Dallas Cowboys are the most cash-strapped teams. Will, taking a look at the salary cap, you also have Brandon Aubrey of the Cowboys as the kicker, asking for $10 million with his ability to kick 60-yarders. So with everything going on with the cap, tell me, if you're a GM, how are you looking at the upcoming league year? What kind of moves would you make?
Well, the thing is, whether you're good with money or bad with money, like, it doesn't matter how much money you get. You can have 90 million, like the Raiders could have $87 million. They probably will spend it poorly. All these kind of things that they don't need, players that they don't fit, just because they're the hot team. But if I'm me, if I'm a team like Tennessee and you have $90 million and there's really no big pressure to win now, you're not, a Giants, you're not a Cowboys, you're not an Eagles kind of team. So just build up your offensive line. You already have a quarterback. Bolster your offensive line. Go out and get some real wide receivers. Stop going out and get these old 38-year-old receivers and go and run and make a run at somebody. And now with all the flexibility that's going on in the country, you can definitely say, hey, cost of living in Tennessee is not bad as living in the Giant in New York. It's a lot easier than living in DC. So you have to sell your city. So that's what I would do. Is if I'm Tennessee, I'm building slowly, slowly, slowly. If I'm the Raiders, I don't think it doesn't matter. Their owner is going to mess everything up for them, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, with all the money that's coming in, it just have to be a very savvy businessman, I would say, and know to find the right assets at the right time and when to release them at the right time. So a lot of money coming in, but if you're always a broke, you're gonna be broke, so it don't matter.
Connors, I don't know if you want to take the Giants or not, but you see what the league salary cap is. You see all of the things going on. What kind of advice would you give to any team you want to?
Well, I mean, football is tough because none of the contracts are guaranteed. I mean, that's why players want them front loaded so that they can get their money up front. I'll never forget Steve Weatherford, a punter for the Giants years ago, signed this huge contract, and they had him for the 7 years they signed him for, and then they cut him, and the guy didn't get anything. So, I mean, this number can be, between restructuring and all the other stuff they can do. I mean, it's all smoke and mirrors. You want to impress me, put a salary basement in. Like, your team has to spend at least $200 million, to try to make it equal so that all teams are paying about the same amount. I mean, it's more, I don't know. I don't understand the economics of it. I'm an offensive line kind of guy, so it's all way above me, but it just doesn't make sense because every year you have people restructuring. Every year you have guys that are getting cut and not getting paid, and then they'll sign somewhere else. Or the dead cap, like the Jets are going to have $40 million in dead cap hit because Aaron Rodgers blew his Achilles 3 years ago, and now is a Raider, or excuse me, a Steeler. It just none of this makes sense to me. I don't know.
George, are you going to take your Cowboys on, or what are you thinking about the salary cap situation?
I mean, it really doesn't matter how much it goes up. A bad franchise is going to continue to be a bad franchise until somebody comes in and turns it around. Look at the Raiders. Nobody's going to want to sign with the Raiders. I don't care. You have to give them all that $300 million that you're getting to get somebody worthwhile to go out there because it's a bad franchise. The Jets are going to bungle and mess up what they got going on. Steelers are still trying to figure it out. Dallas going to throw smoke and mirrors with some, great players, but not enough to get it done. I mean, so I think this is nothing but it gives great structured franchises a chance to be even greater, and it's going to show the holes in poorly structured franchises. We brought the Raiders up. It's bad. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, and it's not going to get any better. So it just gives them more freedom to do that. Now, if you get somebody in there that knows what they're doing, then people are going to come. I mean, free agents are going to want to come if they got a solid structure in place, and it looks like it looks like a franchise is moving forward. Seattle would be a place I'd want to go right now. Probably a whole bunch of other people because they seem to have some longevity and they just coming off the Super Bowl. But Oakland, no, Tennessee's at the bottom level. They're just building, so we're going to see what happens with them. I think once they brought up with the kickers, and you got the one kicker. Now, if the change goes into place that they're going to use in the UFL right now, because it's going to be at the owners' meeting, it'll be a discussion. Now they're saying every kick over 60 yards is going to be worth 4 points instead of 3 points for a field goal. So that's going to change. That's going to change how you look at the kicker. So
now I will look at the UFL for that.
Yeah.
But come on, are you going to really, with the salary cap, what it is? Are you going to invest $8 to $10 million in a kicker, George?
When you got a guy that can give you guaranteed 4 points because basically all I got to do is basically get over midfield, and he's automatic. That's a weapon right there. Yeah. That is a weapon. And the other rule, it makes it even more interesting now that if they go because that other rule coming in the UFL is I think if they get past the 40 or something, you can't punt anymore. You gotta go for it. You gotta go for four. You gotta go for it. You gotta go 4 downs. So it's gonna be an interesting situation. It makes the kicker a whole lot more important at that point in time.
Somewhere Mike
Franchise. Almost common margin of victory. I think around like 15% for every game or things like that. So
a lot of games minus 3.5.
Hey, look, you keep getting the field goal. How many times have we watched games and they were going down to kick the field goal to tie? Now you're kicking the field goal to win.
Mm-hmm. So, if they let that go. So, Connors, I do want to ask you before we close this segment. Franchise tag for quarterback, $43.9 million or whatever it is. Is that an elixir enough to get like a 1-year guy and then get a rookie and try to play the game? Or do you overpay like a lot of these teams and deal with the dance of the restructuring contract? What do you think, Connor?
I go young. That's just my thought process, and try to develop up. And then like a Tom Brady, started at the bottom with the Patriots, worked his way up, was winning, decided to structure his contract in a team-friendly way because for the longest time we thought he was only going to be a Patriot. And then, he turns around and goes to Tampa for 1 year and wins a Super Bowl. But he's an anomaly. So, but, the Giants my team has always been a very stable team. We don't have a ton of turnover except for the last 10, 15 years. So, I mean, we had Sims forever. So if I was running it, I would do different, but that's why I'm a teacher and not running a front office somewhere. So, but it's just, I can't imagine. I mean, my school district's budget for the whole district is $31 million a year. And you got receivers making that now. So it's just these numbers it's like Play-Doh to me. I can't understand it. It's
Last call for you, George, because you weren't on last week, and I already know Cotton and Connor's answer. Based on what Connor said, sounds a little bit like Anthony Richardson might be a bargain. Would you be interested in an Anthony Richardson, sir?
Why you set me up like this? You know my answer. That's why Will was laughing as soon as you asked me the question. No. No.
He's 23, George.
I don't care. He is
Preach George.
is so wrong. I mean, he looked like he was playing quarterback for Paint Branch High School 9 times out of 10. I can't. That's not something you can work with, man. There's not enough there. You need coming into the NFL. You need a background, and you need to be able to do things, and I can develop you from there. What has Anthony Richards showed us he could do besides he has a real strong arm and he can run? But outside of that, what else do I have?
Once he quit, that's the you can't sell it. You can't sell it quitting. You can't sell it.
Yeah, he's not Cam Newton. So
I can't sell it.
Not quitting.
No, I didn't even touch that. That I need to step off. I'm no good today. I can't. I need.
All right. So with that, fans, in segment 2, we're going to give our critiques of the Combine and who they would draft. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here. And for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. And in segment 2, we've got a draft of a new era. We've got 2026 NFL Top 10 Shakedown. We've got new coaches. We got the coaching carousel here. We got the quarterback carousel. A lot of Ohio State players. So, Will, I am going to come back to you. Take any team in the top 10 and tell me who they should pick based on your talent evaluation.
Man, I really want the Commanders to take Caleb Downs. I really think they need a guy that is a playmaker. They've been saying he's a playmaker. I've been watching him play all season. The guy has a knack for being at the football at the right time, at the right place. He's a little short, a little small, but I really like the way he moves. And the way that our DC is now, he's a passing coordinator. He would have more understanding of the secondary rather than, the front four. So that's what I really like. That could really change a lot of things for a team that really struggled at the top with the secondary, especially on the secondary of the defense. Now, on the same time, I would also want to take a look at Reuben Baines. I think that guy's got a great motor. He's a great athlete.
Dog.
George don't like him, but I like him. I think he's an athlete. I think he can ball. I think he fits that something that we need right now. So
no, I agree with you. He is Reuben Baines is a dog. Yeah, he is a dog.
Yeah. I like Ruben Bain. He was when you're a defensive player, when you're for defensive lineman, and you're
Is
wearing
that the
number
short arm guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he can move, man. He can move. He gets in the backfield, man. I like him. I like him, So, but that's where I think you have to be. If you're looking to make a really big impact this year, you either are already in the playoffs and trying to do a little bit better than that. If you're a team that's trying to get into the playoffs, you have to get a really good talent. And I think Caleb Downs or Ruben Bain is one of them, and the Commanders should run away with either one of them, I hope.
All right, Connors, who are you looking at for your team? Because they're picking in the top 10. Anybody catch your eye at the combine?
Yeah, I want offensive linemen. I want the big uglies, guys who smell like bacon. Give me some nasty ass linemen. The kid Fano out of Utah, I love. He can play every position on the line. He started at center as a freshman. He's played both tackles and guards. That's what I want, someone who can bang on either side. And that's a very underrated ability in pro football. People don't understand how hard it is to jump from one side of the line to the other. All you basketball guys, try shooting foul shots with your other hand. That's what it is, jumping back and forth from left tackle to right tackle. It's a different punch. It's a different step. I mean, that shows me athlete and knowledge because it's a different blocking scheme on each side, depending on the quarterback's hand that he's going to throw with. So this is a guy who shows agility, intelligence, athleticism, good footwork that you need to have to play in all three positions. So that's the first guy that I want. I don't think he'll be there when the Giants go at number 5. So I would take the gentleman from Miami, Francis. I'm gonna slaughter his name. I apologize. Muga, the offensive tackle, because he can play tackle or guard. A lot of people think he pencils in as a guard more than a tackle, but I think he could play right tackle for the Giants right away. So I'm a huge offensive line guy. If you're not the top 2, maybe 3 picks, build up your offensive line or defensive line. This is a great draft for edge rushers and outside linebackers. Giants just don't need those right now. That's why I'm not looking at them at all, because we have a plethora of edge guys. We have good D tackles. I mean, sexy Dexter Lawrence is probably the best in the league, and I'm hoping he will renew himself this year, coming back from that bad elbow injury 2 years ago that ate him up a little bit. But that's where I'm going. I'm going big uglies. I love those hog mollies. Those guys that no necks and just get golf carts from the quarterback for Christmas and smell like tobacco and bacon. So that's the men that I want right there.
All right, Ak, who are we looking at in the top 10? I don't think your team's drafting in the top 10, but who are you looking at?
No, my team's not. And number one, let me point something out. I'm mad with you with the question you left us with quarterback carousel. You mentioned Anthony Rich. That has not left me yet. That ain't left me yet. I have not got over that. Right now, I don't care who it is. Sonny Styles is a freak of freaking nature. Okay, I want him no matter where I am. I don't care if I'm the number 1 pick. I don't care if I'm number 32. You want to talk impact the game at every freaking level. There is nobody in the draft that has the intangibles that goes along with this kid. Not only is he smart, and I'm not a big Ohio State fan, and I really don't like him that much, but this kid's on a whole nother level. His thought process from coming from linebacker, there are no linebackers out there running 4.3s. His little brother ran a 4.2. Come on, man. He's a game changer and a game impact. All right. And I don't care whether you already got outside linebacker. I don't care where you are in the draft. If you got a chance to take him, you take this kid. This kid is ridiculous. He's one of the best. He's one of the best I've seen.
So, Will, I got to ask, your Commanders, you could use a running back, and the Love kid just might be there. Don't you want him?
You look at what happened with the Giants. You look at what happened with the Colts, what's eventually going to happen. We're not that rich yet. We're not that rich yet. Right now, if you have a nice big old house and a nice car, go ahead and get you some rims. Go ahead and get you some nice windows. Go get you a nice deck. Right now, the foundation's still a little cracked up. We got to get the basement finished. We got pipes to clean. We should not be out there looking at no cars, nothing like that.
No, Mo.
Too
What's that?
expensive for us. Too
Atlanta
expensive
got
for us.
Bijan.
Man,
Atlanta
look,
got
it's like we get out.
Bijan.
Like, look, man.
Raiders took the ball.
Bijan gonna leave. Bijan's gonna be gone in a couple years, guaranteed. They can't support. They can't sustain him. It's it's like a dude with regular job go out and buy a Rolex, and then you realize you can't really, or even like a really expensive car, you can't really like afford the maintenance. You go get you get a Porsche, you go get an oil, it's like $400. Then you're like, oh, then you sell it to a guy who can afford a Porsche. And he does this thing that if you take a running back, you will be so short if you can't afford it. Commanders cannot afford it. I'm sorry.
Connors, can the Chiefs afford to get Love at 9 or whenever they pick?
No. No running back should go in the first round. Ever.
Wow.
Buddy, graded
Running
off the
back is not the position it was in the 80s or 90s. It is a pass-driven league. You can pick up 2 serviceable backs any year you want. I'm not saying they're going to be all pros every year, but 2 good backs. A Cam Scattaboo in the 5th round, who's a good running back who can catch a little bit. There's other options out there. There's free agents. Travis Etienne is a great option for the Chiefs to go for as a free agent. Mid-market running back, not going to get a huge payday, going to make a good living, don't get me wrong, but there's other options out there than wasting a pick on a running back.
So we're wasted pick if this kid is meeting the same criteria or same levels as a McCaffrey, he's a wasted pick.
What in the first round?
Yeah,
In my opinion, yeah.
I think that I keep it 100%. I think Dallas is more equipped to take a running back in the first round than I know the Commanders would be. I think
he won't be there when Dallas picks. I could tell you that.
Right.
I would be very surprised if he was there when Dallas picks.
no, I'm not.
Go ahead, George.
I'm not expecting it. It's just that we got running backs that, and yes, you got to have 2 running backs in every system, but we have running backs that, as much as we downgrade them, some of them are pretty much all the offense. I'm talking about Bijan. I'm talking about McCaffrey. I'm talking even the kid the Raiders just got, the kid from Boise State. There's a number of them that then they were first round picks. I thought they were worth it. Now,
That's
is it
3
what I
out of
thought
29.
is it what I thought they needed at that time? No. But again, it's all about what you need. And I agree with Will. I don't think that Love is what they need right now because they can't protect Daniels to save their life, and they can't cover anybody running deep anyway. So they got other things they got to fix.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Because like Saquon Barkley, his first year at the Eagles would not have had that kind of year with the Giants because our offensive line was horrible.
No.
So I would rather have a great offensive line and a good running back than a great running back and a good offensive line. I mean, look at the Big Ten every year. You got running backs running up and down because Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, they all have these huge offensive lines that move people. Then they get to the pros and it's like, oh, wait, different world. So,
yeah. All right. So, fans, when we get back in segment 3, we've got the international slate. We can tell you where some of the teams are going. I don't know if George is packing to go to Brazil, but we'll talk about it. We'll be right back.
I ain't coming back.
Today's student athletes face pro-level challenges without pro-level support. The CKA SAVE project is here to change that. For 16 plus years, Dr. Keith Adams and his team have provided comprehensive academic and athletic support from middle school through post-graduation transitions. NIL guidance, transfer portal navigation, academic coaching, career planning, they've got it covered. The CKA SAVE project. When your future is on the line, experience matters. Learn more at www.ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast. In segment 3, we're going to have a record-breaking slate of international games. 9 games, 7 countries, and the 49ers are really going to travel. So the NFL will play a record 9 international games in 2026. That is a massive jump toward Commissioner Roger Goodell's goal of 16 international games per season, ensuring that all 32 teams play at least one game abroad annually. So here are the first-time hosts. Melbourne, Australia. The Rams and the 49ers will be in Melbourne week 1 of the season. You also have Rio de Janeiro. The Cowboys will be there probably week 3, George. You can go ahead and look at the school system calendar. And in Paris, France, New Orleans Saints will be there likely week 7. And then you have the return of the teams who haven't gone, the Detroit Lions. They're going to be in Munich, Germany. They haven't been international since 2015. The Cowboys going to Rio, haven't been abroad since 2014. And the 49ers are going to play 2 international games, one in Australia and one in Mexico City. And if I'm not mistaken, the Mexico City game last couple of times had field issues. So please be aware of that. The Paris matchup could be the Cleveland Browns against the Saints. We're going to try to get Coach FD there to cover the game for us. Madrid, the Bears, the Chiefs should be in Madrid, and London, the Commanders will be in London, and of course the Jaguars will be in London because they can't sell out their own home games.
Right.
So Connors, my history guy, my social studies teacher, how are we feeling about the NFL? 9 countries trying to get 16 games eventually. How are we feeling about this?
I mean, we all know that when it comes to marketing, no one is better than the NFL and the Shield. So they are going to press these markets and do what they can. Now let's just look at the way these teams travel. First of all, we're not talking about guys getting on a commercial flight, having layovers along the way, having to go through customs and all. These guys are flying first class. You know, it's them on the jet. And San Francisco to Mexico City is a shorter flight than going to Chicago. So, not all these games are, outlandish distances. Melbourne, that's a hop and a half. I got to give them that one. But, most of these European games, that's not that awful for them. And especially because they're traveling in the lap of luxury. And you know that the NFL is going to be the best marketers out there. They're going to push these games. They're going to sell tons of tickets and merchandise. I mean, they know what they're doing. For all of Roger Goodell's faults as a human being, that Shield is at its most powerful right now that it's ever been. I mean, they're taking over holidays that were NBA games before on Christmas Day. Black Friday was always college football. Now it's NFL. And Roger's just giving the big to everybody of, I'm doing what I want. Nothing is bigger than the Shield for the NFL logo. And let's go. So if he has a vision, he's going to make it happen.
All right. Codman, will you be making travel arrangements to London and watching your Commanders?
No, I will not be making the trip for Commanders. I wouldn't make the trip to Virginia to check out the game. The way they played last year, I wouldn't even go to Virginia to see them Bombers. But it's good, it's great that other people get to see, the craziness that we really love, man. I mean, they do the same thing with soccer, so it's just interesting, all this like sharing and stuff. The World Cup's coming on this side. So we kind of get a little bit of understanding of football on their side. So we're kind of like back and forth, So, but again, who's going to complain about 9 a.m. football? Not me. I'm not.
Oh, strictly for entertainment purposes only, of course. I don't know what time that game's going to start in Melbourne. But whatever. Okay. Cowboys, Brazil. Come on, man. You got a little extra change in your pocket. What do you think?
No, I don't. I got 2 kids in college. No, it's tempting. I'll tell you though, it is tempting. Now, when they do book the game in Colombia, that in Colombia, South America, I'm going. Now, I might not come back, but I'm definitely going. This is just another move where football is just putting its foot in the ground and saying we're it, and we're going. Everybody else is going to follow behind now. We used to call basketball the global game, and we have so many, foreign-born players in the NBA now. But man, I see this is the steps with Goodell. He always talked about a global league. I can see him come. I can see this is him pushing it. I mean, I can see because we got the UFL now here as their little underneath league. I actually can see what we had what we used to have the Euro League or whatever.
The World League of American Football.
I remember we used to have the Euro League and stuff, and I used to watch the Scottish Claymores, and it was pretty good, Joe. I can see that coming back, man, and it was strong because they'll put it back.
Bring back Barcelona.
Yeah, the Barcelona Dragons. It was like minor league, triple L. It was.
Dave Jones used to play for them.
And the funny thing about it is, they put that on in like March or whatever, right as soon as the NFL ends. We'll be watching. Because they know we will. They know we will.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I was looking at to see what the time would be for Australia. Very interesting. So for us to get some sort of a 7:30 kick here in Eastern, they would have to kick off at 10:30 a.m. in Australia. Now, if they were to do something at 1 o'clock, let's say they did their standard 1 o'clock game, it would be 10 p.m. in Easter Standard Time. So I don't know what time is going to work, but Cotton may not make it. If that game is at 11:30 at night,
but look, we're not going to, they know they're going to get some viewers from here. But then attract the audience, I guarantee you Melbourne Stadium will be sold out.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
So,
but on the West Coast side, it'll be 7 p.m. So they'll get everybody watching on that joint. So.
They just had a pay-per-view there, and I think it started at like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So I don't know.
People watch NBA till 11 now. So
I got a
if you're a
question.
Lakers fan, you're gonna watch this game.
Go ahead, Connors.
When the NFL goes to China, how much money is that going to generate for the league once they break into that market?
Wow.
Yeah.
Not with this president.
Okay, we're gonna go to the UFL
With this president, they better hope everything's good so they can travel. So
okay, we're gonna go 4-point bombs and close out with the UFL offensive revolution. George told you in the first. Yes, I am not getting near that. So he told you in the segment 1 about the 60-yard slam dunk in a football first. The UFL will award 4 points for field goals, 60 yards and over. I like Tony Kornheiser's idea that if you go for a 60-yard field goal and miss it, you take off a point. I actually like that, but we'll see what happens with that. You also have the anti-punt zone. Most punts inside the opponent's 50-yard line is now banned in the UFL, except for the final 2 minutes of each half. The tush push is terminated in the UFL, while the NFL said we're good with it. The UFL said no. And to fix low conversion rates, the UFL is moving the 2-point try to the 2-yard line, matching the NFL. They're also adding a traditional 1-point kick from the 33-yard line while keeping the high-stakes 3-point conversion from the 10-yard line. They're also adopting the 1-foot rule from college football, which has always been fascinating to me. George, you're my football guy. Any of these wacky-dacky rules from the UFL you think the NFL is kind of keeping an extra eye on? What do you think?
Well, let me just back up. I know that the dynamic kickoff rule that came from the UFL that they now do in the NFL. I still don't like it. I'm still not a fan. I know it's for safety concerns and stuff, but kickoff was always one of the funnest things in the world to see, because if somebody got blown up, that was 9 times out of 10 where you was going to see it, and you could sit there and you got your that whole thing. With this new set of rules, is going to be interesting. I do like the 60-yard 4-point kick, right? Can't lie, because these guys, you had to do something, because guys are now, as we saw in the league this year, they are stretching it out. We saw 62, 63-yard, 64-yard field goals this year. And the amount of time it takes for you to set up and then hold your block long enough to get that kick off is a big thing right there. So it's going to change the dynamic on how you're doing it. One thing I am real in favor of is the 1-foot rule. The kid's been doing it in college for so long. We don't, be honest, nobody on this panel right now can tell you what an exact catch is anymore, because every week we thought something was a catch. It'll take me back to the Ravens game when we thought they won it, and he takes 2 steps in the end zone holding the ball, and then they knock it out, and they said it was an incomplete pass. So keep your 1-foot rule in and with that one. And then, I guess, hey, that whole That new extra point situation is going to make it interesting. What is it? You got to move them back to the 8 or the 10, and you can go for 3 points right there. It'll be interesting to see what's up. So I'm the only one that I really will, endorse right now is the 1 foot. That's definitely one I'll endorse.
Okay. Connors, what about you? Any of the wacky dacky rules that they're doing? Say, you know what? I like to see it on Sunday.
I agree with George, the 1 foot rule, because college is 1 foot. That's the only one that makes sense to me. All this other crap with different points for, if you make an effort to score a touchdown, you're going to lose a point, because you get down within the 10. Well, let's just make anything from the 1 yard line to the 21 point, from the 20 to the 42 point. I mean, come on, this is football. We already can't hit the quarterback anymore. We can't have kickoffs. What the hell are we doing? Let's just play flag. We'll play flag football. Make up the rules that you want before the game, agree on them, and then we'll just tell the people before the game what rules we're following. Come on, it's football. This is all crap.
There's a lawn somebody needs to get off. All right. Will, what about you? Can we convince you that some of these rules come on in? What do you think?
Nah, the NFL is too classy for that. There's no need for all that non-stuff. Now, the UFL and the XFL and all these other NFLs that other football leagues are doing thing, let them try all those gimmicks. The NFL don't need no gimmicks. Work on the rules that people are still asking to identify, right, George? We're trying to figure out what a catch is. Make a decision about the tush push. What are we talking about here?
Just learn how to stop it.
What's pass interference? What's that anymore? I don't know. Targeting. Let me know. Help me with the targeting a little bit more.
I give them credit though. I give them credit because now they have actually embraced the UFL as their minor league. So if they're going to try anything crazy out, they're going to try it out down there, just like Major League Baseball does with their minor leagues. That way, because if they just put it in, the backlash from the fans is going to be absolutely crazy. So they can take it. They can go ahead. They got a lab to go ahead and try stuff out with first before they push it out. So
and I can understand some of these other leagues trying to find ways to market themselves and little quirky things. I mean, the thing I loved the most about the XFL was dropping the ball at the 50 and the team players in the opening kickoff, sprinting at each other to beat the crap out of each other and get the ball. That was the greatest thing in the world. That was the.
And then the guy got a separated shoulder like the first time they hit it.
Tape him back up, put him back in. He'll be fine. Rub some dirt on it.
So as the father of a wide receiver, I'm kind of mixed on the 1 foot rule because that's the thing with the NFL, that you've got to do it with 2. So there's a level of skill, and you got to do the toe drag, and the black pellets got to come up.
It would be fine if they could define what 2 feet is. Since they can't, just keep it to 1 and it's easy. But can't easily define what 2 feet in is. So don't start that.
And what is a football-like move? They didn't do a football-like move. What is that? He's on a football field. If he trips, that's a football move.
They haven't been able to find this since they took the playoff game from the Cowboys with Des Bryant catching that ball, and they called that. They haven't been able to. So we're in like year 11 now, and they have not been able to define to us what a catch is, and that is down to the catch, what a football move is, whether it's 2 hands, whether it's 2 feet. They don't know what the hell they're doing. It's up in the air. It's like they sit there and flip a coin, and when they go to New York, they're back in what they do to clean it up. We got to go to the video. So they got referees back in New York flipping a coin or rolling some dice and seeing which one comes up right, and then we'll make that call. It's heads.
We got to get Robert to stay up late and do an NFL show with us.
I gotta ask Robert and see what AI are they trying to work with this, because they already have that working with baseball. So I'm wondering what they might bring in, because they're already heavy on AWS, so they can scan the whole field.
Maybe they can put fancy stuff in the cleats, Will, and
Easy.
Some of the sidelines.
Jerseys, you can put them in.
Or did I take it too far, Connors, with fancy stuff in the cleats?
You can put
make
chips
sure
in the fingers of the gloves, and you can actually show when the pressure is, and you put it in the football. Wow. That's all metrics. You can collect all that stuff.
Yeah, but the problem is you still can't define what a football move is.
I don't know what football move is.
Okay.
We all
That's
know
all.
we all know what it is because when you go in the when you grocery store and somebody in your way, you know what a football move is.
Oh.
You know a basketball move. They work.
Okay. That's like what's a walk.
Oh, no.
What's a walk in the NBA? Yeah.
Or
Okay.
carry.
Oh man.
Oh. Okay, so on behalf of our Cavalcade of Stars, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and to watching the Odd Coaches Podcast, the global authority on coaching leadership, where coaching wisdom meets real talk. Also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. Follow us on the X platform at Odd Coaches. For more information about the CKA Save Project or to make a donation to support our work, visit us on the web at ckasaveproject.org, and we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Follow the Odd Coaches Podcast on the X platform at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Keith Adams and the CKA Save Project on social media at CKA Save Project. For more information about the CKA Save Project, visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.